Alright, so we're live. On record. So technically we're not live, but we're on record. So, alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a look at these markets. We can see that Bitcoin is pumping up to 43,000 today. We can see that Ethereum, everything is basically slightly down to sideways, but for the most part, everything is just going sideways. We can see that USD Tether is having a little bit of volatility here. In the third place, as far as market cap goes, we can see that there is exactly hundreds, thousands, millions, $77 billion locked up in a stable coin, which would essentially be, if we're comparing it to legacy markets, it would be relative to the Forex. So 77 billion of liquid dollar Tether is locked up in that protocol, which is able to go into basically about anything. Almost everything is backwards compatible or interoperable with Tether, because that's kind of like the stepping stone from one to another that feels like a stable platform, even though we're all measuring the dollar and it's going down, so the cost of everything relative to it is going up, measured in a shorter yardstick. So we can see the USDC coin coming in fifth place with a $51 billion market cap, which is quite a bit for a USDC coin that has admin keys that can basically go in and do anything that your regular legacy banking system could do. Put stops, put liens, put holds, do whatever it wants to anywhere you put these USDC stablecoins, allegedly stablecoins. They're actually produced by a company named Circle that's out of the US. Good old XRP, seeing a little bit of spike here with everybody else for the last 7 days. Up 39%. Man, if you bet on XRP lately, you are looking like a boss. Which is quite good. We're going to keep it on the 24-hour. We can see as far as 24-hour goes, for the most pump goes to Theta Network in the top 41st place. Theta Network is pretty solid. They got a lot of NFTs and different things on there. Axie Infinity's coming in 95th place. The token, the Axie Infinity, the NFT-based platform game that's being played all over Malaysia and the Philippines, Smooth Love Potion. So people hodl this because there's an entire education and scholarship gameplay business model going on over there in that realm of the world, and everybody hodls the Smooth Love Potion that they earn when they play the game when the price is down. And I experienced this firsthand because I worked with a internet tech support who's turning up an internet circuit for me, and he said he wasn't cashing out anytime soon. And he has a lot of friends that also do this, and they're in a scholarship-based program where they are not... I can't remember what they call it, but journeyman. So basically, if you have enough money, which is essentially $1,200, or whatever the price of about one Ethereum is, you can purchase, you have to buy a group of 3 Axies with some Axie token. And then once you have the NFTs, you can take those into gameplay through your MetaMask into Web 3.0 metaverse and earn Smooth Love Potion, where you can then they go into your wallet in your MetaMask. You can send them to your favorite centralized exchange or DEX, which is a decentralized exchange, in exchange for maybe some Tether, maybe some USDC if you're kind of in the funny business. But essentially that would be on a stable platform. You have turned those realized gains out of Smooth Love Potion. Celsius Network up 42.9%. Dang. I gotta check some stuff because Celsius is a top dog. They're compliant. They've been for the last 3 years. They're pretty beast. We can see Ethereum Classic doing solid. 39.2%. Secret, which is a great protocol. I believe they're built on the Cosmos network. They do great things with encryption as a third party to a very popular something on the Cosmos. I can't remember, trying to remember from my trading school. Some of those guys, a lot of those guys were talking about it because most of them are programmers, as well as you kind of have to learn how to actually read charts at a certain point, especially if you're just a developer in this and you choose. I mean, there's no way around it. We can see Avalanche ecosystem ripping like a beast at 34.7. It's a pretty green day in the markets, I do have to say that. We can see the flow up 33. All in all, let's take a look at the last 7 days. Smooth Love Potion, holy beast. This is why you can't put your head down in the classroom, because at some point you look up, you don't know what the heck is going on here. This is pretty interesting. This is pretty interesting. So since the beginning of February, it really kicked up. You can see this volume's ramping. How high can this thing go? Let's take a look at a 90-day chart. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This is very nice. So you can see what it looks like for something to wake up. Look at these volume bars coming in right now on some bullish uptrend. We can see that at some point the protocol has hit a bottom. All the hodlers are still probably hodling. All the sellers were washed out along these bottoms. Right down here. Sorry if you can't see that. We'll look at a 1-year trend. I mean, look how much further this thing can go. We can go all the way. Previous all-time high at 36 cents. Today, chilling at 3 cents. So it's got a solid 10x just to hit previous old highs. Now, this game has been in development and been in use for over a year. So it's adopted. It's got business models built around it. It's got people who purchase Axes who are now cash flowing off of the earnings of letting people play with their Axes while they don't do anything. Very passive income. Very cool. Very good stuff. So, decent day in these markets. I like to see DAI. That's the only true stable coin there. But you can see these pegs are getting shaken pretty hard. Yeah, volatility as things are grinding up. It'll be interesting to see. Right now is the time to come in and get something on the low. Yeah, look, Maker's getting wrecked. So, of course, stablecoin DAI, because Maker actually produces the DAI stablecoin, not Circle or not Binance or no corporate makes the DAI stablecoin up here at 0.19. So, DAI has 10 billion. Nobody to call if you got $1 billion in there and something happens. But it's got 10 billion regardless. Probably by some of the smartest computer minds about 5 years ago, and that's probably who's got the 10 billion, because they're not dumb. If we go to Maker, that makes that DAI token that's in 19th place, Maker token is actually in 66th place. So what comes first, the chicken or the egg? We'll look at the Maker token. This is essentially this is a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. Which is one of the first smart contracts to mechanically function as a central bank for crypto. You can lock up Ethereum. You can get collateral of DAI. You can give DAI to Maker and get Ethereum back. Collateralize, uncollateralize. Collateralize, uncollateralize. What would be interesting, since Maker is at such a low, if we go ahead and we take a 30-day look, we can see 2,200 was their previous high. So Maker probably should come down. I mean, I wouldn't be risking against these tops. You know, if that's a 30-day, let's take a look. Maybe it's going to break a trend. Okay, well, it's been in slightly of a downward trend for the last 90 days. All right, if we look since back September, it's been coming down. But we can see an all-time high ATH of 6K. Today we sit upon 2.1K. So, is this a bottom? Could be. Nobody's interested. Not very much volume in here. Nobody's interested. Nobody's interested in Maker DAI that produces a token that's in 19th place. Right here. Oh, stablecoin right there. Boom. You can take that anywhere. Cash it in at a centralized exchange. Cash it in at a DEX. So that's the Maker token. Litecoin is literally below Maker. Not super shocked. Don't know too much news of exactly what's going on in the Litecoin ecosystem. I mean, it's good, I guess. Andreas Antonopoulos would be the only source that I would say would be anything relative to it would at least be where I would start to educate myself on on that. This is the document we're after right here. So I think there's some good hyperlinks like this one. So this is the trucker thing. So I got a transmission going on. And I don't know if everybody's just allowed to use the excuse now, but that's basically what they said. This is a news article. This is not Fox. This is from the Bitcoinist, like the Economist. Talking about Tucker Carlson. I actually caught the episode, which was interesting because all it speaks about, it's just economics. Bitcoin for the Truckers campaign on Tucker Carlson tonight. The controversial and conservative TV show host on Fox News. Bitcoin's value proposition shined bright as the center of speech. And so what he goes on to talk about is the fact that GoFundMe raised $10 million for the truckers in Canada, in Ottawa. U.S. California-based company, they got blocked. GoFundMe got blocked by some arm of the Canadian bureaucracy machine, just like everybody has. And so, what was it? PayPal, another person took it up upon themselves, and they were going to get blocked as well. And so basically, Tally, the Tally coin, or Tally network, basically would run Bitcoin to provide funding for this trucker thing. Because right now what's going on, police and firefighters and clerks, county clerks, and good librarians and all these great, awesome people that live in your local communities like we all have, they don't actually produce a GDP. And so what that means is what Elon Musk has said. So like, don't beat me up, but he said you have to produce things, and he just kind of like laughs about it, and nobody thinks about it and starts to produce anything. And so people don't want to work, and so the people who are working aren't actually producing anything. A lot of your old demographic, they just want to garden. They don't want to do anything. They don't need to. They got the money. So the money is the mechanism by which things don't get created anymore. We're at the point where the best use of any sort of stimulating an economy is to print money. And so now you have people, you just kind of sit around and everybody holds money. So part of this drags in the truck drivers, because truck drivers do also have to feel as they get a fair exchange of value, or they don't work also. And so at a certain point, you have a large group of the population of society that is wanting to do what we all want to do, which is a human nature want to do, because there's enough money, and, you know, we're not thinking about actually producing the things in the western side of the world right now in this specific point of the century. So Carlson continues with the right term. Bitcoin goes from person A to person B, and all the intermediary does, the company, is connect the two. It's pretty appealing, and as you can imagine, the long-term consequences here. If the people in charge in this country and in Canada want to make the US dollar irrelevant, they'll keep acting like this, and soon it will be. Either way, it's becoming very clear that the only way around the stranglehold that technology has on our human rights, which is all of our banks, all your ATMs, is decentralization. So everybody's looking for a fair shake, and that's what the truck drivers are doing now. And the GoFundMe that had 10 million to them, it didn't get to go to them because of bureaucracy and imaginary lines separating continents with people from similar cultures and different stories and legacies. So it's all very interesting, this article that he talks about. But GoFundMe announced that the platform was going to freeze the campaign's fund. Initially, these were going to be for the redistribution to other were going to be redistributed to other donations, which triggered a lot of criticisms across social media platforms. So interesting. People's lives are being played out against social media platforms. These are people's lives, and they're going, oh, wait, what's social media saying? Okay, do what that says. Per a tweet from the Ottawa Police Department, the fundraising platform listened to the concerns from local authorities. They argued that the protests are unlawful and called on all crowdfunding sites to adopt a similar stand. Bitcoin doesn't care about policies, as future events demonstrated. Organizers took to Litecoin, which launched Bitcoin for truckers, to support their freedom convoy. So is money allowed to be used by criminals? And everybody's got to come up with their own definition of what a criminal is, because we're all seeing society reevaluate each other in close bonds. And it's like, okay, money is not just an unimportant thing. It's very interesting to see that, like, people don't realize that if somebody cuts your funding to your checkings account, you will die. You will starve to death. That you be like, you're done. So it should be treated as maybe a basic human right. That's kind of what they're saying here. Litecoin, quite interesting. Why don't we go ahead to the charts? We'll look this up. Litecoin. Don't know tons about it. I don't see anything coming up. So maybe their Twitter is where most of the action is. So most everything happens on Twitter as far as intellectual thought a lot with these cryptos, because this is, I wouldn't say a unbiased platform, but they're about the most lenient I think there is. I mean, they put adult content on here. Facebook, Instagram, they basically do that. But you can see that Twitter can be used for gameplay. It can be used for a lot of stuff. It's kind of like a repurposable tool. It's like WhatsApp. Like all these just different. I don't know if they're social media platforms, but maybe if that's just the concept of what is social media platform is very... It's different everywhere. I mean, it could be almost anything. You can consider your text message a social media platform. Bitcoin and the Lightning Network allows users to transact with each other directly, holding without going through a third party. Litecoin is not a third party to any donation and cannot censor peer-to-peer transactions. Wow. So this is running on Litecoin. Litecoin... Well, I don't know why there's not more talk about this Litecoin thing, but maybe it's because the actual Litecoin token probably doesn't have a sustainable, make sensible tokenomic structure to it. Maybe it does. I really have no idea. They're up 26% in the last 7 days. So, I mean, if you got 10 Gs, now you got 12.5 Gs. So 26%. I mean, these are numbers that this is probably where your big institutions are finally like, all right, cool, step in. Or it's going to look a little bit different this cycle. So Litecoin running on Lightning Network. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. So beautiful. A non-custodial crowdfunding service in Litecoin app. Funds in multi-sig. So multi-sig is where to actually get the transaction to unlock, a certain amount of time has to have passed since that contract was kind of like written per se. And if you have 3 signatures to actually unlock the funds, or maybe a portion of the funds, at least 2 keys have to sign the transaction to unlock all the funds or a portion of the funds. That's essentially what multi-sig keys do. It's a great way to have money in escrow. You could use it for real estate, where the funds are locked by the bank, and until at least 2 parties, the 2 agreeing parties, sign with the key, the funds are locked and won't transfer. So multi-sig, this style of encryption multi-sig, I have no idea exactly how it all works. I do know a little bit how it works, but that's essentially a basic first thing you'd use it for. It can be used for lots of things. Your Amazon delivery showing up, like you don't pay until your product, it's actually there, then you sign it. Who knows? Unconfiscatable money, hedging frozen accounts and censorship to support a protest for freedom. Yeah, the trucker thing is kind of important. I bet Amazon. I wonder how many companies are tanking right now, or just having issues because they rely so heavily on truckers. I mean, what about your fuel? You know, what all truckers? Because apparently this is in the U.S. Too. U.S. trucker convoy to Washington to gather. These are New York Times 1 day ago. The real reason America doesn't have enough truck drivers. U.S. trucker convoy to Washington. Canadian protesters plans for protest to truckers. U.S. gain momentum. So, you know, you can just see the different groups of society showing their strength. You wouldn't think a trucker's got strength, but I don't know. This is wild, right? Get your popcorn, because that's all you do. These truckers, they're about to get their popcorn too. We all gonna be like, where's the fucking popcorn? They'll be like, oh, didn't they deliver? So, I wouldn't mind... Aave's got a new social media platform. Aave is a DeFi lending protocol. And social media platform could easily, like Twitter, already adopted Bitcoin. You could have a social media platform that literally... Facebook was working after Libra. They started DM coin. So the way I would imagine that works is they just airdrop people every time somebody sends you a DM. So if you are a celeb, you're going to be getting those airdrops. Just a DM is enough to airdrop somebody a token. And if the token actually has real monetary value, you can purchase things from marketplace ads with the DM coin, since it's not going to be Libra. So that's one way. And if you're not getting DMs, you're going to be swiping your card to buy some dang DM coin, right? Airdrops are the mechanism by which adoption happens. Polygon. Aave launches Web3 smart contract-based social media platform built on Polygon. So Polygon. Solana is created Axie Infinity. These are actually... you know, Solana had a bridge hack for what, like 60 million? Yeah, their bridge, or 80 million, just about a month ago, which does take funds and it does scare investors. But guess what? It's got Axie Infinity running on it. It's got so many dApps running on this stuff. People are still going to be dumb enough to get an NFT who don't care, never heard about a bridge failure or what a bridge is. They just got to get that baseball card because they're still hooked on NFT hype because culture tells them to. So that's where we're at with adoption. It doesn't even matter on the back end as much. The people who figure out the back end are seeing the cultural adoption, and they'll figure it out, and the money will get insured and whatever, and it'll continue to harden, just like the internet. Let's take a look. This is I would go to the Decrypt, but Aave launches Web3 smart contract-based social media platform built on Polygon. Now, I believe this was from a guy. His name is Danny. He's huge on Twitter, huge in crypto. I believe he's French, maybe Italian. Great. He's like a coder. He writes these contracts. He wrote the Phantom back before it really happened. I remember kind of seeing it. ICE Protocol. There was a couple, man. It was a very interesting, and the way it was named, all of them fit together. I think one was a spooky token, and they created their own ecosystem on the Phantom. Is it Phantom Coin? It's got to be Phantom Coin. Maybe it was built on Luna with the Lunatics, aka the Lunatics, Luna. Okay, so Aave, yep, Aave was great. Pumped about a year and a half ago. So, this is the only actual social media that I've ever heard of was Steemit, and this was 3-4 years ago. You'd only get, like, you'd see people with maybe a couple thousand subs, but they started on Steemit, and some of them opened to YouTube as well, and it's very interesting. The social media DeFi space is, I think, more fruitful, similar to like TikTok. Lens Protocol. That's what it was called. The Lens Protocol to feature profile NFTs, interplanetary file system support, social-based verification. Over the last few years, there have been numerous attempts to meld blockchain tech and micropayments into the world of social media. Many platforms still exist, like Memo.cash, Hive, Steemit, MediaChain, Fluzz, PPEF, Mind, Society2, and Civil. Aave's Lens Protocol. Now, this is where we're going to go in about Aave, because Aave's got Aavegotchis, but we're going to go to DeFi Llama, and I'm going to show you how much capital is not being managed by humans, but being managed by autonomy. 13.9 billion. Okay. Aave token. Number 3. Look at Maker. Number 2. Number 2. Maker is undervalued as crazy right now. I'm telling you. This is locked in capital. You think that Microsoft doesn't see this in here with their gaming revenue going, look at that, 13.9 billion. How can we get one of them? Because right now they make 320 million a year in revenue. So Aave, lots of cash locked up in there. Aave's Lens Protocol, the main Aave's Lens Protocol will use a number of different features, including non-fungible token technology. The main primitive of Lens Protocol will be the profile NFTs. The NFT profiles can be followed. In terms of publication, Aave says that the platform will support the Interplanetary Filing System, IPFS, which was out since before the internet. It's one way to store data. Definitely would not work for things like Facebook or highly in-demand atomic second to atomic second type of database structure. But IPFS, Bitcoin only populates the nodes across the planet once every 10 minutes. That's done. IPFS can handle that. It's not crazy fast. Lens Protocol users will be able to collect the publications and the resharing of things with a mirror feature as well. By amplifying content, you can earn a cut from anyone who collects the original content through your share. Aave's blog post details. Aave further says Lens Protocol will deploy fair launch drop mechanics. Fair launch drop mechanics. And the Lens Protocol will feature a social-based verification. Lens Protocol is running on Polygon. Polygon's Mumbai testnet. So they're doing a lot of good stuff over there on their testnet. The platform has been audited by PeckShield, right? So it's audited code. That is almost, I mean, it's like buying insurance. You gotta, if you don't know, you gotta pay for someone who knows to find out. And so PeckShield has done the auditing of Lens Protocol running on Aave on top of Polygon's Mumbai testnet. Okay? Simple. Lens Protocol is an open source. Aave is looking for developers to contribute. It has also launched a bug bounty platform as well. So now they're just weaning it out, making sure there's no bugs. It's been audited. Now we got a bug bounty thing going on for the people who really can show exploits and different things, and they're going to figure out, they're going to get straightened out so that you can put your social content in hopes that it'll get remixed and amplified, by which you will be a part of the original content creator. You'll get a cut every time that's reused, redistributed, reposted, maybe a DM, whatever it is. But it's creating value. So I think that's it. We're going to cut it there. Oh, no. We got Panera and McDonald's. So McDonald's is doing some crazy interesting things here. Let's see if we can... we're going to go ahead and pull this hyperlink up. And this is Panera. Now, remember that in El Salvador, McDonald's is there. And guess what? Those franchises in El Salvador, they have mastered how to trade burgers for Bitcoins. And guess what it probably runs on? It probably runs on dang Tallycoin. You know? On the Lightning Network. McDonald's and Panera betting on a metaverse with virtual restaurants. And here are the details. So McDonald's, how are they looking? They're probably a great buy. Not financial advice, but I would be highly interested in it. Let's kind of skim through this here shortly. Virtual restaurants and cafes under Paneraverse. The filing includes offering downloadable virtual goods, so downloadable NFTs, entertainment services, and the metaverse. The filing also stated that Panera could provide an online virtual restaurant wherein users can earn reward points in virtual currencies which may be used to purchase food and beverages. I guess I would say if you're hanging out in the metaverse near a virtual restaurant, you can do some sort of a task or something that randomly comes up, earn McDonald's token, and then go in real life tomorrow with your token to a real McDonald's to purchase food and beverages with the token you earned hanging out in the metaverse by McDonald's. Maybe the metaverse is interoperable with reality like that. It's kind of like playing a game, right? If you are not using this strategy, you are leaving money on the table. That's what they say. If you are blindly looking up stock trading ways, 99% of you traders are, you're missing huge on potential returns. Even new traders who started following options trading initially. Okay, that's probably an ad. So, quite interesting. McDonald's is a big deal. How they're doing that. If we go and put our trader hat on, we're not going to look at a... Oh, yeah, we'll look at a 6-month. With the trading hat on, they're rallying. Let's look at a 1 year. They're still rallying. It'll probably catch, right? If it's going to catch. No, it's still in a solid uptrend. Quite interesting. 2 year. Is that a 2 year? Yep. Yeah, McDonald's is, if you want to be a Warren Buffett kind of guy, you would go and purchase yourself some McD's. Down 2015, $102. Well, it's kind of keeping pace with inflation and stuff. I don't care that much with these stocks. They're a waste of time, in my opinion. Not financial advice. I mean, I'm sure some are. I'm just not affluent enough as those who can. Those who can do. So, Wells Fargo said crypto is in the late 90s, entering hyper-adoption phase. So if crypto's in the late 90s, entering hyper-adoption phase, said by Wells Fargo. Virtual restaurant, earn tokens to go to real store tomorrow with, to spend real tokens. Okay? Pizza Hut, pizza delivery, okay, when the driver shows up, hopefully pay. Okay? So you can see how the roles are reversed. Now, going onto the computer, you can earn the token to go and purchase for nothing, versus you could go on the computer to order, but you had to purchase for something when it shows up. All right, the hashtags. That is it. Hope you enjoyed it.